It's the Senate confirming our new FBI Director Kash Patel, the final vote 51-49, installing a close ally of President Donald Trump to the country's premier law enforcement agency. And our next guest knows Kash Patel very well, tweeting out just moments ago, "You're going to be popular," I believe a reference to the movie Wicked, and I hope that I did it justice. For more, I want to welcome in Presidential Envoy for Special Missions, Ric Grenell. Great to see you.
Also known as your friend.
A great friend.
Congratulations on this amazing show.
Thank you.
You're doing really well.
I appreciate that, Rick.
I feel like I trained you in the morning show a little bit. Gave you a little launch.
You're my co-anchor for years. Have you seen Wicked?
Of course, many times.
Was it good?
I liked it. You know, it's a little controversial because people didn't like the movie as much as the stage.
Right.
I liked them both, you know, so... Yeah, great tweet, though, wasn't that?
Great tweet, going viral right now. Murkowski-Collins voting no, Mitch McConnell voting yes. That surprise you?
No, look, I think, you know, somebody once told me, I'm going to leave out who told me this, but somebody once told me, you don't really want to get too many votes in the Senate, because that means you really aren't there to play, aren't there to do something. You want to make sure that, you know, some of your decisions are a little more controversial. And I take the point that in Washington, D.C., the status quo is what's rewarded. People want to see someone who comes in and just continues the policies of the past, no drama, and let's just, you know, let Washington have its power. But look, somebody like Kash Patel has been a prosecutor. He's been a public defender. He's somebody who really cares about people. I know his heart. It's amazing. He's a normal guy, and he just really wants to help people. He is empathetic. He's tough, and this is exactly what we need in an FBI director. He's going to be solely trained on fighting crime, getting our FBI agents fit, able to be on the front lines, able to chase down the criminals, and not do all this other extra stuff. And I think America's going to be really proud of Kash Patel, but he's not a seat warmer.
Right.
Get ready. He's going to shake the place up, and I think this is what Donald Trump ran on. Remember, throughout the campaign, we heard a lot of problems with the FBI. We lost faith in the FBI. And that's why so many senators stepped up to say, you know what, it needs reforming, and this is the guy to do it, Kash Patel.
So now it's real. It was all conjecture and speculation before the vote today. Kash Patel is the director of the FBI, which is
I got a little emotional when it passed.
I can imagine. When you were offered DNI, Director of National Intelligence, during Trump 1.0, you accepted, obviously, but you told the president that you wanted one thing. What was that one thing?
I wanted Kash Patel as my deputy. He was at the White House. He was an amazing fighter. He knew the intelligence agencies, and more importantly, he knew a lot of the problems of the intelligence agencies. Look, I was successful in being transparent and declassifying a lot of information because of Kash Patel. He was an amazing partner there, and I couldn't be more proud.
Okay, so Adam Schiff was preemptively pardoned. Nothing says innocence like a preemptive pardon.
Yeah.
Do you expect Kash Patel to investigate people like Adam Schiff?
Look, I think you have nothing to worry about if you haven't committed a crime.
Does Adam Schiff have anything to worry about?
I think you have nothing to worry about if you haven't committed a crime. If you've committed a crime, you've got something to worry about.
Yeah. I feel like you're being deliberately ambiguous.
No, I think I'm being deliberately, you know, someone who's not a lawyer. I think you have to look at the evidence, and you have to say if there's a crime there. We don't live in a country where you get away with it. We don't live in a country where political prosecutions should be the norm. We want to end political prosecutions. It's one of the reasons why I have to equate this is when we went after USAID, one of the things that we've been doing for years, I would say maybe even 15 years, is we've been funding through USAID the training of judges around the world, political bent to our prosecutions, this aggressive political nature to other countries. We've heard complaints from other countries to say, stop doing this. Stop training people to go in and be political and cause chaos. We got to pull that back. It started with us. We spread it around the world, and it's not good for democracy or the Western culture.
So let me ask you, you are now running the Kennedy Center. You're an envoy for special missions. You've got a lot going on. Former U.S. ambassador to Germany. I still call you Mr. Ambassador. What is your title now technically? Envoy?
I'm the Presidential Envoy for Special Missions.
Envoy. What's going on with the Kennedy Center?
Well, look, the Kennedy Center really, truly has been a mess over the last, I would say, 5, 6, 7 years.
Right.
They have zero cash on hand. There's zero in reserves. There is the payments for all of the employees. Payroll is being done by dipping into what we've been reserving for a balloon payment. So like a debt reserves.
Okay.
You put these in a special account so that in 2030 we can make this big balloon payment. We've been on pace for that. We are no longer on pace because we've had to dip into those reserves, the debt reserves, simply to pay for the employees.
I see.
The woman who was the president before me was making $1.3 million a year.
I hope you've doubled that.
No. Look, the reality is that we can't have a place like the Kennedy, $40 to $45 million in public financing.
Right.
If you can't pay your bills and you can't give a $1.3 million salary. And there were others. And so I came in on day one. We fired 6 people. And we're making changes. We're going to clean it up. President Trump is really focused on making the Kennedy Center great again. We want to have
Rick, I would love it to be a safe
arts.
space for conservative journalists, by the way. For decades, it has not been a welcome environment for anybody on the other side of the aisle in our nation's capital, which I think is wrong. Just about 30 seconds. The narrative out there right now is that because Donald Trump has taken over the Kennedy Center, they can't book the 2,000 shows they have there throughout the calendar year. Is that true?
Oh, it's not true at all. I
Okay.
mean, we're about to announce a great lineup. That's not the problem. The problem has always been that if you're going to take public money, you need to provide art to the masses, not just fringe stuff. But and their bottom line, their money is clear that they've not been able to be successful enough
Right.
to pay their bills.
Right.
We want to bring back the golden age of the arts. We want to do traditional big stuff, common sense arts.
Can I ask you one final question about your home state, the state of California? I lived there for 4 years with my wife. If Kamala Harris decides to run for governor of California, what does Ric Grenell do?
Well, we got still more work to do. I run this organization called Fix California. Got more work to do in California. However, if Kamala Harris runs, I think all bets are off because $1 billion was spent over the last 2 years to really define her. We know who she is. We know her limitations. We know that she's not equipped to be the governor. If she runs, all bets are off.
Does that mean Ric Grenell will run as well?
Look, I think I'm going to take a real hard look at it. It's not been something that I've wanted to do, but I love the state. It is an amazing state that has suffered, and it needs a Republican governor. And if Kamala runs, I think we can get a Republican governor.
I think California needs Ric Grenell in 2028. It's great to have you on. So nice chatting with you. Yes, thank you.